What is really important at this time for all of us to understand that if we want to change things around us, if we are worried about the rising temperature of our planet and what will be the future for our coming generations, then we must make sure that we plant forests like this in our backyard, in our schools, in our colleges, in our religious places. This is one way you can help control the rising temperatures. We are so fortunate to be standing next to Shubhendu Sharma, a legendary person who has planted so many forests in India. Shubhendu Sharma ji gave us the guidance how to plant Guru Nanak Sacred Forests, and all of these forests have 550 trees because this whole project was started in the name of Guru Nanak while we were celebrating 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak, the founder of the Sikh faith. And we are so excited that even this forest, you can see the growth of these trees, and all of the trees which are planted in these forests are of native species. In this particular forest, which has 1400 trees. So Shubhendu ji, could you tell us what is Miyawaki methodology by which these forests are planted?
Great. So the Miyawaki method of making a forest is basically bringing back the lost natural vegetation of any barren patch of land. Lost vegetation which would have been found on this particular geography before human intervention.
Okay.
Due to human intervention, whether it is because of agriculture or because of non-native species plantations like eucalyptus plantation, or many different interventions in the native ecology has happening for decades now, that most of the times we don't even know what is the natural vegetation of a particular place. So this method is based on a theory called the potential natural vegetation of land. The theory says if you deprive a patch of land from human intervention for 200 to 300 years, naturally a forest will come back on it. First the grasses will come, then shrubs, then small trees, then large trees, and eventually climax forest that would have been found at this place hundreds of years ago. How to squeeze that timeline of 200 to 300 trees, 200 to 300 years into 10 to 15 years is what this methodology is all about.
Okay.
So what nature would take through succession to reach 300 years, probably we will be able to achieve here in this place in 10 to 20 years.
So basically what I'm understanding is that if we leave this kind of forest, once we plant it, if we leave it for 10 years, it will become like a 100-year-old forest.
You are right, absolutely.
And the great thing about these forests are that they invite so much biodiversity, all different kinds of birds and butterflies, small bees and small life forms, which all start gathering here. So is that something very good for the soil and good for this environment around here?
Yes. Just like how we are made up of majorly water, all the microorganisms that build the soil microbiology are also made up of water. 85 to 90% of their body weight is actually nothing but water. The moment soil is exposed to direct sunlight, something called UV sterilization happens in the soil. All the microbes, they die because of the heat from the sunlight. When you grow a forest like this, there is enough biomass produced by these trees for the microbes to consume, and also a lot of moisture is conserved in the soil because sunlight can't reach the ground.
Yes.
All that sunlight that falls on this forest gets absorbed by the leaves. A lot of photosynthesis happens. So a lot of biomass is produced, and because of all this abundance of biomass, the food, microbes also thrive in the soil underneath this forest.
Okay.
And in this type of soil, you can imagine the kind of nourishment every single tree would get would be 1,000 times, 2,000 times more than what they would find in barren soil like this.
Okay.
And that's the reason why the produce of the forest, every single flower that you see, all the fruits that grow in a natural forest like this, would be far better in quality and nutrition compared to the trees grown in orchard or chemically fertilized farms.
So we invite you, become part of this endeavor with EcoSick, and Shubhendu Sharma ji is available to guide us and give us all the tips that we can make sure that we can also contribute beautifully for the betterment of our Mother Earth. Thank you.
Thank you.